Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
In the last experiments, that is in the thread cutting, have you calculated the depth of cut? Depth of cut for the thread cutting. You, you note down this one. Depth of cut for 11 TPI, you have to write in the record. Equal to, this is constant in the industry, this is used 0.64 into, that is 1 by 11 into conversion 25.4, so it gives 1.477. And for the 14 TPI, it comes 1.6. You have
Hello,
to
sir.
give each time 0.1.
Hello, sir. Can you record the class?
Now, is it recording? That red color button has to come.
Sir, I think you have to start press the record button when that side pop-up comes.
Oh. Okay. For the previous experiments on that, for the thread cutting, so suppose if you are taking for that 11 TPI, 0.64 is standard, they are following in industries, 0.64 into this 11 TPI, 1 by 11 into 25.4. We are converting from inches to mm. So 1.477 is for 11 TPI, and in the same way for the 14 TPI we will get 1.6. And today I sent the links for the submission. You write and you submit by next week. Okay. And have you gone through the video? Say next one is shaper. This shaper is actually self-sufficient. He explained all the things. I don't know, before this one you have to go through it. say for the shaper, anyway, in the theory, they will explain what are the different parts of the shaper and about the quick return mechanism. But here, main concern is anyway, we are explaining the different parts, etc. And also the quick return mechanism, that inside parts are also we are showing in this video. Mainly here is we have to loosen this, and by rotating here, that is the stroke length adjustment is one thing. You have to learn stroke length adjustment and position of the stroke. Position of the stroke. So suppose this is lathe is 600 mm is the specification. That is the stroke length is 600 mm. Okay. For that 600 mm, say this is the full length, that is 600 mm. It is running. So we are fixing here for 40 mm. Say suppose. So at that position, say 40, before and after some distance is required for the movement. So that particular position, how to set that position is one thing. You have to know physical mode. It is easier. We are showing, and the practice will be easy. One is the position of the stroke and the stroke length adjustment. Actually, stroke length adjustment and the position. Okay, this one and this one combination, the position and the stroke length adjustment is there. Okay, and this is clapper box. The tool is fixed here. During forward stroke, the metal removal takes place. Metal cutting will be there during forward stroke, and during return stroke, it is loose. During return stroke, it slightly up. It lifts. This tool will lift. That is the clapper box function also. That is, while return stroke, the tool markings will not be there on the job, because now it is at 90 degrees, the metal removal takes place, and while returning, it will not 90 degrees. Slightly it will lift like this, some angle. So there is no lines. Lines we won't get on the job. And during forward stroke, the metal removal takes place, and that is okay. And during the return stroke, to minimize the machining time, during return stroke, one quick return mechanism is generally, it is adapted in the shaping machine. Okay, and that quick return mechanism, that inside afterwards you can see. And now in the theory, now lathe is completed. Hello. In the theory part, lathe is completed.
No, sir. It seems faculty is under leave, so he hasn't done it.
Lathe still okay. So in this video, this arrangement you can see. This one, say here, inside one is this is the sliding block. Okay, and this one, this sliding block rotates in a particular circle. That is, in 360 degrees it will rotate. Okay, this one, that is, it will come, and this one, it follows like this during the movement. Afterwards, that animation video you can see. This one, here the stroke length adjustment, this one actually this is the lead screw. Lead screw. In the lead screw, that top of the lathe machine. Where is that video? We have to loosen this. Okay, we have to loosen this, and by rotating, that is movement we can know. For the stroke length and adjustment, okay, and that is here, this length adjustment will be there. This length adjustment. So if from this point to this point, that is maximum. Say 600, total is 600. Say we have to reduce, means the maximum, this way here it is adjustment is there in the lead screw. Okay, by loosening this, and here we will adjust. That is the stroke length, and here generally 3:2. That is during forward stroke, 240 degrees. Here 240 degrees, it will rotate. It takes 240 degrees. That is the forward stroke. 240 forward stroke and 120 return stroke. That is less degrees. So quick, it will come back. That is the thing. Here, so suppose this is the position, this one, and in this circle it will rotate actually. So this crank is there. Well, rotating, this is the forward stroke, this angle, theta 1 is the forward stroke, say 220, and this theta 2 is 120, total is 360. Like that, a slight adjustment we can do. But the thing, so for traveling this more time, that is for cutting stroke is time is more, and here this is the return stroke. Up to here, return stroke, that is theta 2, machining time is less. This is the quick return mechanism. Same here, another. Same thing, length of the stroke, the total one is length of the stroke, and in this it will rotate. This sliding block, it rotates this one. Okay. So this is the arrangement. Actually, first year we have to start. Time is not sufficient. That's why in the now in the third year they will cover this quick return mechanism. This is explained in the video. Same thing. All these are same. So you go through the video and try to understand, and after say suppose in the theory if the shaper is over, then you attempt and you write the record. And just you see this.
Okay. This is the full head. Full head.
And here the degrees are marked in this. Say for the V block, V cutting, we have to set the angle. During that time, say 45 one side and 45 another side, total 90. That for that experiment we are using. For you only now, round rod, you have to prepare the square shape. But previously, more number of classes are there than that time. We also giving a V shape. Here we have to loosen and tilt this thing. Set for one side 45, and you remove the material, and after that set opposite side 45, and you have to remove the material. And the depth of cut is by rotating this. This is the for the depth of cut. That is clapper box.
Properly from this to avoid the 4 marks. So coming back, forward stroke is cutting stroke, return stroke is heading stroke. Vertical, just to avoid the marks. And we use single point cutting tool. Always we use single point cutting tools on shading machine. In weighing machine, also we use point cutting tool. Weighing of slot also we use point cutting tool. And this table, this are table, this is the field that directly we can fix the workpiece, leave workpiece by cramping, and on the table this is the wise, machine wise, for holding the small workpieces, we use this one machine wise, then this is the guardian, this one is cross line. This one is the power transfer mechanism. To feed the field to the workpiece automatically, the engage this one called power transfer mechanism. And these are the main parts of the driving mechanism. This one is the driving not directly on the table. On this machine, we can produce the flat surfaces, horizontal surfaces, horizontal or vertical, ways, grooves, base. We can produce these straight line surfaces. We can use the single point cutting tool, which is a single point cutting tool. Here this is the tool, we can single point cutting tool. Okay. Here, what we are working in split, workpiece will be stationary. It will not move. It will be restricted. And in the workpiece tool, see, it will move. Workpiece will be fixed. In lathe machine, workpiece will be moved, tool will be head against the workpiece. That is the main function. Principle in the lathe. But here, workpiece is stationary, tool will be restricted on the workpiece. In planar, quite the opposite. Here, workpiece will be moved, tool is stationary. There is a difference between planar and shaper, but same working principle. Planar is suitable for heavy works, shaper is suitable for small works. Okay, let's see the first main parts of this shaping machine. First column is original driving mechanism. On the column, ram is this ram slides on the base on the top of the column. This is on the ram will be slide. This ram will connected to the insert mechanism there, return mechanism. That's connected to this ram. The control thread part here, this is the head, tool head. You can swivel, you can in angular cutting, you can swivel this one up to 45 degree. Okay. You can produce this angular cutting also. Then here this is the handling to give the depth of cut while cutting. By rotating this one, you can use all the tool. This one you can give the depth of cut. Then another important part is the clapper box is provided. This clapper box function is to avoid the tool marks by coming back. Forward stroke is cutting stroke, return stroke is idle stroke. Return metal will not cut. At that time, you just to avoid the tool mark tool line on the machine surface. Then come to this one, this is the table. Table, see a workpiece is heavy, directly we plant the workpiece on the table. By these parts, your workpiece smaller, we fix the workpiece on the machine wise, this is machine wise. Then this is the holding device. Then you see this is the saddle. On this saddle, this cross side is there. By rotating this, then this cross side you give it feed to the workpiece by manually. Now we can give the out of field also by using one mechanism is there, that is the small rocket mechanism. This will be out of field, all and rocket mechanism this is. And also you can vary the 4 different speeds. Like this one, this is 1 speed. Here maximum on this machine we can vary the 4 speeds by combination of lever positions A to B, A, B, C, D lever positions are there that side. So any combination you can vary the speeds. You come this side and this side also here. Now lever combinations are A and D. AD means we are getting the speed, that one 14 strokes per minute. See now A and C 24 strokes per minute, 42 strokes per minute. This is the previously we have done now C. This is running going fastly. This is another combination. This is another combination. Like by changing the lever position, we can vary the speed. This is where we can limiting is it. Then here one RAM, we can adjust the RAM depending upon the work position and the length of the work. If your work is smaller one, if this machine is full with no need, so we can adjust. Suppose this is the workpiece. Here we like we have to make this hard surface. You can adjust the movement by controlling this lever. This is the called stroke length. If it's just more than what is then you have to take. By rotating this one, we can adjust the stroke length.
This by rotating this, this one by the adjustment of the stroke length, this one.
Depending upon length of the workpiece, you adjust the stroke length. Then second one is the position of stroke. That is also very important. Your workpiece suppose is here, you fix it here. Your RAM, you must be move here only. That is the position of stroke. That also we can adjust by here, rotating this lever. You have to roll this crank in. You can rotate this one.
That is position. These two.
This one is position. The particular position where you want to move, that also we can control. This two important. Then you give it a uppercut. By this one I told her. Then you give it to and by handle. Like this one we can do this B. Like we can produce the surfaces like V group, flat surface, like V group, flat surface, like step, like this, grooves, and also keyways, gates, lines, like everything we can produce, that must be get straight line. Okay, this is the suitable for disabled for small workpieces. That is called. Planar is suitable for heavy workpiece. This maximum stroke length. Maximum stroke length is the major specification of the lathe. When you are going purchase one paper, we have to express the length of the stroke length. Maximum stroke, I want to 500 mm, 600 mm, 750 mm, like that. Stroke length, maximum means that's the much machining length of the work is we can machine. On this machine, we can machine maximum 630 mm. This is the one of the main specification. Second minor third one is second one is specification the table size. Table size is also one of the specification. That length and width, maximum workpiece that can be mounted on the table. That also one of the specification. The quick return mechanism. There are the three types of quick return mechanism. One is the crank and slotted mechanism. Second one is the Whitworth mechanism. Third is the hydraulic. Here is the quick return mechanism is crank and slotted mechanism. This is slot. This one is slot. This is the crank and slotted mechanism. By this one, we see the.
This is the sliding block, this one. This is the sliding block, and this length adjustment will be there. Say lead screw, it is shown in the diagram. So this is the adjustment, this one.
Mechanism. Sorry.
From that side is
I'll go into the going slowly coming forward now to keep return. Because from this idle slope, forward slope is only 30 slope. So mechanism is to minimize the machine time. We will get quick return mechanism. And the quick return mechanism is one side. Here is one provided for electrical motor. Yes. This motor is connected to the pulley. Here pulley is there. By the reed head. On the pulley shaft, inside gears are there. To vary the speed, we provided gears. Otherwise, we can get only direct one speed. Here the four gears are provided, two shafts. By changing the lever position,
this one.
You can vary the speeds by combination of lever gear positions. Okay. Then inside is the oil pump is there. Oil pump is there. That circulates the intercoolant to the machine. And also this column is connected to the variable ram here. This handle to the ram. Size. You can change this ram length, stroke length, and also position of length. Okay, how we control it later we see. This is the lock lever. Design is the lever. Your workpiece suppose.
Say we are repeating to understand.
Your workpiece is suppose this much length, smaller one. This much length. We are taking only the doing this much length. So this movement, length of stroke is more than that workpiece. More. So you have to reduce the length of stroke by controlling this one directly. Reduce the stroke. If it is just more than the workpiece length, you have to adjust. That much is enough. Only to take the more length of stroke length. If you increase the stroke length, time you will waste between time. We have to do this quickly more. Just increase the stroke length. Stroke means one to and fro motion. Forward stroke and return stroke. You complete one stroke, one cutting. Okay, this is enough. This is the particular for this workpiece. Okay, by controlling this in the rotating this one, you can increase the stroke length or you can decrease the stroke length depending upon the length of the workpiece. Then second one is the position of the movement of the position of the tool. That is position of stroke. Suppose your workpiece is here, so your tool must be move here only. That is the position of stroke. That also we can control by here. You first use this lever, then rotate the back wheel screw. The entire ram will be moved forward. Where you want the particular position, we can move the screw. That is the position of stroke. We can vary the length of stroke. One by this lever, we can vary the by position of stroke by that one. Now the tool is moving here only. Okay, this is two important points. Okay. Okay, let's do the machining. Start the machine. First to start the machine. Change the spokes per minute. Change the fake high speed. Okay. Bring the workpiece out of the tool. And use the developer by rotating this one.
Just beginning of the forward stroke, we have to give the depth of cut.
By rotating this side against the tool. Forward stroke is cutting stroke, return stroke is idle stroke. So, before forward stroke, in return stroke, we have to give the feed manually. That is important. Okay. Then increase the development by here. Then take a opposite direction. Giving activity. Before forward stroke, we have to give the feed. Then increase the development by rotating this one. Take it opposite. Just go to this one. These two. Play the circle up to the punching level. Okay. Use the depth of cut here.
Before starting, that marking must be there, that maximum square. And after marking, that punching, we have to punch it. Then we have to remove the excess material.
We can do auto feed also. But is no auto feed, it will move automatically. What is the mechanism we don't write down now? All the rocket mechanism. twice. Then take workpiece, set this one opposite, which means workpiece in opposite, then tighten it twice using this one. Okay, now we will be pushing it on this side, opposite side. Take your reference, there is 0. Here is our graduation here. There is 2 marks. It will be you 0. Then give you the structure. You know the difference. That height, how much height? Height is. That was here.
In this position, for the support, we are placing some blocks, metallic blocks, and for the height adjustment also, if required, we are keeping on that, say, flats, 3 mm thick flats are available. So we are placing that by adjusting the height.
3.7. Okay.
Depth of cut now 1 mm. Initially, while placing the round rod, that is already that marking and punching is over. So while setting on that one line, that is one side, must be parallel to the this line. While setting, we have to take the precaution, because on that line we have to remove the material. If we are inclined, then it's a problem. So that precaution we have to take. First time and we will remove that line and just reverse that one. Okay, and after that, once again, we have to take the precaution. That line must be parallel to the surface. Then you remove the material that side and just opposite. You reverse and you can do. In this way, 4 sides you can remove the material. This is the lathe experiment, shaper. Round to this one. For this surface, this marking line must be parallel. This is the thing I am telling. Suppose if it is not, we are keeping something else. Then that marking, on the marking, we are unable to cut. Problem, it will come. You see the setting. So this side and this side machining is over. So while setting this is a machined only, that's a metallic block. On that we are placed, and with the help of tri-square we checked is it 90 degrees or not. Then automatically we will get this line parallel to this line. So you see 1 or 2 times, definitely you can understand. There is no problem in this. The videos are self-explanatory. It is sufficient. And next, 1 minute. Just you see this.
Whitworth quick return mechanism. In this video, we will discuss about Whitworth quick return mechanism of the shaping machine. This mechanism is used to convert the rotary motion to reciprocating motion and provide a quick speed on return stroke. Let us see the main parts of the Whitworth mechanism are workpiece, tool, ramp, base, table, ramp, pinion, crank pin, crank plate, wool gear, connecting rod, forward stroke, return stroke of ram, sliding block slides on the slot provided on the crank plate. This crank plate is pivoted at the point S eccentrically. The connecting rod connects the crank pin with the ram. When the pinion rotates, bull gear rotates, and the sliding block slides over the slot provided on the crank plate. Connecting rod converts the rotary motion of the crank plate to reciprocatory motion of the ram. Since the crank plate is connected eccentrically, the crank plate rotates with respect to the point S. Crank and slotted link mechanism. In this video, we will discuss about crank and slotted link mechanism of the shaping machine. This mechanism is used to convert the rotary motion to reciprocating motion and provide a quick speed on return stroke. The rotary motion of the motor is converted to reciprocatory motion of the ram. The parts of the crank and slotted link mechanism are ram, stroke position hand wheel, ram clamping handles, rocker arm, bull gear, driving pinion, bull gear sliding block, crank pin, table, forward stroke, return stroke. The rocker arm is freely fixed to the crank pin. Rocker arm sliding block slides in the slot provided in the rocker arm called as slotted link.
Okay. And so with the two cameras we shoot. That's why we have given both. That is the thing. 3 and 4 experiment is same, but with the two persons. That is 2 angles we have taken, and this is a radial drilling machine.
After making a pivot, we are going to produce an internal blades with help of a tap. That is called the tapping operation. Okay? So we are doing 2 operations. One is the drilling operation, nothing but to make the internal hole, and the second.
So drilling, actually, ordinary drilling machine also we can do, but we are having, this is a double column radial drilling machine. So for the practice purpose, it is useful. That's why in the physical mode, we are asking the students to handle this machine for the drilling purpose. So now you see this experiment.
Making an internal hole, that is called as a raising of the tap. Okay? These 2 operations we are going to do today. And here, to making a hole, produce a hole for our workpiece, we have to use drilling machine. In this drilling machine, different types of machines are there. Okay? So many types of machines are there. For example, one basic machine is the bench drilling machine, and the second one, basic machine is the hand drilling machine. It's a very purely portable machine. Anytime you can utilize, any hole you can make by using of the machine. And the second machine is bench machine. The machine is itself is mounted on a bench. Okay, that is also shape purpose. We can make out by using of the bench drilling. And the third one is the pillar type of drilling machine. That is some bigger machine compared to bench drilling machine. And the fourth one, we are going for fourth one. That is called the radial type of drilling machine. Okay. Now we are going to do by using of a radial type of drilling machine. We are going to do drilling of. Right? For example, this is a radial type of drilling machine. Okay, it's a double column radial type of drilling machine. And by using of this radial type of drilling machine, we can hold anywhere for your workpiece. For any bigger workpiece or smaller workpiece, we can make a hole. For example, if you are using a bench drilling machine, we cannot make a bigger workpiece. So we cannot make a hole on bigger workpiece. But whereas here, by using of the radial drilling machine, we can make any bigger workpiece hole also. Okay, right? And here, this double column radial drilling machine, here some main parts are there. This is called as a pillar. This is called as a pillar. This one is called as a pillar of the radial drilling machine, right? And this one is called as an arm. And arm. It's a long arm. Okay, long arm. And this is a complete driving mechanism. Okay, this one is called as a pillar. This one is called as a spindle. This is a spindle. Okay, and the bottom of the spindle, this bottom of the in the spindle internal there is a tapered hole is there. In the tapered hole, you can mount your sleeve. You can mount your drill check. Okay, you can mount your sleeve or you can mount your drill check. Right, and it's a taper is more stable. Right, and here we have some lock nuts and some driving mechanism here. See, if you are locking, these are some lock nuts. So I am locking this one, unlocking. So if I am unlocking this one, this complete arm will come up and down. Up and down will be complete up and down. See here, one button is there. See, the arm is going up. If you are locking this one, it won't work. It is empty. It is not going up. Okay, if you are losing this one, it is going up. And it will come down. Right? And the second one. This is unlock. See, this complete radial system is moving.
Rotates 360 degrees.
For example, this is a workpiece. Here, if you want, you can make a hole. For example, if our workpiece is bigger, that means this much of size is there, for example. Here, if you want, you can make a hole. This is a special purpose of radial drilling machine. Wherever you want, you can make a hole. Up to 1 meter length. Okay? See, it is moving. It is rotating completely. See. Okay? So if you are tightening this one, it is not moving. It is locked. Okay? And when you are coming into the spindle type, see, if I am rotating the handle, the complete spindle is coming up and down. See, if I am locking this one like this, it won't move. Okay? If you are locking this one for spindle. Okay? And here, here, the spindle arm is a spindle arm. See, the spindle is rotating. Okay? See, the spindle is rotating. Right? This is the arm. And this spindle, different types of speeds are there. Here, see, one chart is there. Spindle speed chart, auto speed chart. Here we go between for spindle speed. Here, some numbers is there. A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2. Okay? Speed, RPM, low and high. In that, two specifications are there. One is the low speed, one is the high speed. So, if you, for example, if you are going to select low speed 60, you have to engage the lever in A1 and okay, you please come this way. This is called the drill bit, right? And in this drill bit, there are two types of drills are there. And the part of the drill bit is from ear to ear, it is called as a shank, right? From ear to ear, it is called as a cutting tool. From ear to ear, it is called as a cutting point. Okay, it's a shank, it's a cutting tool, it's a cutting point, right? And in this drill bits, there are two.
Actually, two cutting edges are there in the drill bit two cutting edges. That's why it is a single point cutting tool we will use on lathe, shaper and planing machine. And multi-point cutting tool, drill bit, it has two cutting edges, and milling more than two. In the same way, grinding wheel, multi-point cutting tool, and
Two types of drill bits. One is a straight shank drill bit, one is a taper shank drill bit. Right? This one is called as a tang. From here to here, this is called as a tang, and from here to here, it is called as a shank. And
tapered one, that is.
called as a root length. This is a cutting point, right? And this shank is tapered shank. This is a minor diameter, this is a bigger diameter. And this one is a straight shank, right? So here, this straight shank you can hold in your drill check only. But whereas in the taper shank, you can hold in your sleeves, right? And this straight shank is made up of up to 12.5 mm diameter only. More than 12.5. For example, if you want to use a 12.6 mm diameter of drill bit, that one is made up of taper shank. Okay? See, for example, this is a drill check. In this drill check, we can hold up to 12.5 mm drill bit only. But whereas if you want to hold this type of drill bit, for example, this is some 25 mm drill, approximately 20 to 25 mm drill, we cannot hold by using of a drill check. For this type of drill, we also use this type of holding system. This one is called as a sleeve. This one is called as a sleeve. SLEE means sleeve. See, like this. Like this you have to hold it. And one more thing. Here one slot is there. See, this tang is going to insert in the slot. Like this. See here. See, okay? See here. Okay? Here the whole purpose is, when you are fixing into this sleeve of your drill bit, if you want to remove, in this hole you have to put one drift. This one is called as a drift. This one is called as a drift. This side is the straight section, this side is the taper section. Here, like this you have to insert. Automatically it will come out. Automatically it is coming out. Okay? This is a taper shank drill bit, this is a sleeve. Okay? And all types of sleeves, all types of drills, all types of what it is called the spindles of drill machine is made up with both staples. Okay? Right? So this is about of drills. Okay? Right. So this radial drilling machine is having three axes. Okay, one axis is vertical axis. That means the spindle will come up and down. See here, the spindle is coming down. This is a vertical axis, right? And one more thing, this complete arm, it will rotate like this. It will rotate like this. Okay, that means it's similarly like this. This is a one axis, right? See here, this one is similarly like this. Okay, this is a one axis. So this is the second axis. And the third one is here. This is the third one. It's a x axis. Okay. So this travels exactly 1 meter. Okay, exactly 1 meter this one will be traveled. Okay, so totally three. One is moving like this is called as x-axis, the spindle is coming up and down, this is called as z-axis, and this complete arm will go like this. Okay, right? This is a radial moving mechanism. And one more thing is, this complete arm will move vertically. This is also z-axis. This complete arm, like this, it will come up and down. See, it is going up. So this is the axis of this radial beam. Okay? And here, this is a mounting system. This one is called as a solid table. So on top of the bed, this is a bed. On top of the bed, the solid table is mounted. On top of the table, you can mount your holding device. In that holding device, you can mount your workpiece. For example, this is called as a machine vice. In this machine vice, you can hold your workpiece. different types of holding devices we can fit on your workpiece. Otherwise, if the workpiece is bigger, you can directly hold your workpiece on this table. That's the purpose of this table. Okay? If the workpiece is smaller, on top of the bed, on top of the table, you can mount your vise. In that vise, you can mount your, you can fix your workpiece. Okay? Okay?
Say after making the drill hole, you have to do by using taps the internal threads. So that tapping, one set, 3 taps are there. That is, it becomes one set. First one, this is tapered. Tapper, first one is tapper one. It has 8 to 10 teeth tapered. This one, 8 to 10 teeth are tapered, because initially we will rotate. So some taper is there and it will penetrate easily. That is the purpose. And next one is plug tap. That is secondary or intermediate. It has 3 to 5 threads are tapered. That is less number compared to first one. Tapper plug, no, tapper, tap, and next one is plug. Plug is 3 to 5 teeth are tapered. And the third one is bottoming tap. It is called bottoming tap. Here, no tapper thread. It is straight only. Only for the beginning, slight chamfer. You know chamfer. Usually, that very less tapper. Okay, chamfering will be there, but there is no tapper on the teeth. This is one set. Okay, taps are the tools for cutting internal threads. A tap look and behave like a screw, but made of tool steel or high-speed steel. We are having high-speed steel or both. We are having tool steel taps. And high-speed steel taps are also we are having in the workshop. These teeth are sharp cutting edges. Okay, and the flutes perform 3 functions. One is provide cutting edges. These provide cutting edge, and also here in between empty space is there. That one. So for fluid, cutting fluid, we will send, because for the heat removal purpose, we will use the cutting fluid here. This one. You can see the same thing, that explanation is there. Solid taps and collapsing, but we are using solid taps only. 3 taps. The same, the tapper plug. First one is the tapper plug has about 8 to 10 threads tapered, and chamfering is also there at the bottom end. And the plug tap has 2 to 3 threads chamfered, and whereas bottoming tap has no tapper threads at its bottom end. Same thing. And here for seeing, for identification purpose, here one ring on that markings will be there. One ring means that is first tap, that is a tapper tap. And 8 to 10 teeth are tapered here in this. And second tap means 2 rings are there, 2 rings. Markings are there on that. And here 3 to 5 teeth are tapered. And third tap, 3 rings are there for identification purpose only. Here slight taper will be there. This is the difference. And for a tightening purpose, say if taps are bigger size, this is a tap wrench. With this, by using this tap wrench, we will tighten. That is, we will rotating. And for the making afterwards, we will see this is the tap wrench. And if small taps, if we are using small taps, that is small dia, then small tap automatically. This type, this is a solid type tap wrench. These are used. This is small adjustable chucks with 2 jaws, only 2, and a handle to run the wrench. This is a handle, this one. And this is a solid type wrench. Okay, these wrenches are not adjustable. These are fixed only. This size and this size. And tap drill size, all these are given, but a simple thing you have to remember, say tapping drill size for M10, this 1.5 is pitch. 1.5 is pitch. So minor diameter equal to major diameter minus 2 into depth. Okay, depth of thread. That is, depth of thread is 0.6134. Whereas for the lathe machine, 0.64 we have given. Today also I asked, why? What is the difference? This tap drill is 0.61, and whereas they in the thread cutting 0.64, our mechanic told, because he worked in industry, as a thumb rule, they are using 0.64 in industry for the lathe machine. But whereas here, I took from book only, this one, 0.6134 into pitch of the screw. That is 1 by that one. So like this, they calculate, and all these just information only, but you use, this is a simple way, this one, tap drill size. The drill size can be calculated as follows. Say drill size equal to tap size. That tap size, say suppose M10, M12, like that it denotes. So tap size M10 means 10 minus 2 into depth of the threads. 2 into depth of thread. Okay, this is the formula. A simple rule you can remember easily. Drill size equal to 0.8 into tap size. So tap size is, suppose M10, that is here 0.8 into 10. So 8 mm drill. 8 mm drill bit you have to take, and you have to make the drill hole is 8 mm by this. And tap size we will get M10. For M10 threads, we 8 mm drill dia we have to use. This formula you remember, and you write this one in the record also. I think he explained this formula only in the practical. Drill size equal to 0.8 into tap size. For the information sake, I will send this thing, but you can take this. The result obtained from this relation holds good for most of the cases. However, some recommended tap drill sizes for taps of standard dimensions for metric threads are given in the table. Say, very precise, very accurate is required, then this table they will go. Otherwise, this one, drill size equal to 0.8 into tap size. Very minor difference will be there, very minor only. And okay, then so we know 3 taps are there, and by using this tap wrench for rotation we will use. Okay, up to now it is clear. And how to proceed? This is the thing. In between, bench wise, we are keeping the job. Say suppose if it is steel, it's okay. Otherwise, if it is a soft metal, then this what we call, it has some name to prevent the marking, that jaws marks will come. So to prevent that markings, these are used. So we placed in the bench wise. That is the first step. And the tap is inserted in the hole is shown and twisted clockwise. No. Okay, it is necessary to use cutting oil. Cutting oil we have to use. It is also necessary to ensure the tap remains square at 90 degrees to the work. Afterwards, it will come up, we will show. Here, at 90 degrees angle only, we have to tap. We have to keep the tap, and we have to apply the force in that direction. That is the thing. When the thread cut reaches around 3 threads deep, okay, so initially, say we will rotate 3 and anti-clockwise 3. That is, we are removing. Like that, once again you proceed. And once again you remove, like that. That is the cutting, that material will come out. We are removing. That is the thing. So when the thread cut reaches around 3 threads deep, the tap is rotated anti-clockwise of a turn to break the swarf. That is that chip to break that one. Then rotated clockwise another turn forwards. That is the thing. This process is repeated until the tap has gone right through the work or reached the bottom of the hole in case of blind hole. Blind hole also the same procedure. Blind hole is up to certain depth. That is blind hole. Entire depth is that is different. Here the procedure, how to do it, hand tapping. Place the tap in the hole in a vertical position. Start by turning 2 or 3 clockwise turns for right hand thread, keeping steady downward pressure on the tap. When the tap is started, it may be turned as shown. How to do it? Here, by using, here he used a combination set for the right angle. We will use another one for the keeping 90 degrees. This one, tri-square we will use. Same purpose. And by placing 90 degrees, and in this position you apply the pressure, you rotate up to say 3 turns, like that. Place the blade of a square against the solid shank of the tap to check for squareness. Check 2 positions 90 degrees apart. That is the thing. If the tap is not square, with the work it will ruin the thread, possibly break in the hole if you continue tapping. That is drilling means you will apply, that is straight anyway. Say, suppose while keeping this tap in an inclined manner and you are rotating means that thread we will not get properly, it may break, the tap will break, that problem occurs. That is the thing he is telling. The procedure he is given: select correct taps and tap range for the job, apply suitable cutting fluid to the tap. Suppose if it is brass or cast iron, no fluid. Generally we are using the oil that for the lubrication purpose, and place the tap in hole as vertical as possible, that is up to by 90 degrees. Turn clockwise for right hand thread for 2 turns, and remove tap wrench and check tap for squareness, and check 2 positions at 90 degrees to each other. In this fashion, they explained. I will send, you go through it, and you have to write in the record after seeing the video. Say, for idea's sake, this I have given. Say if it is perfectly, it is required means this type of support, one machine is there, keeping here, and by rotating this, it will go straight 90 degrees. That is the thing. And another, say this is the drilling machine only, drill press actually, and in the drill press also we can keep those taps, but with the hand only we are discussing. We can do in this way also. That is different. Okay. So these are not required for you. Same thing. I will send this thing. You use this formula and calculate. No. This one. Drill size equal to 0.8 into tap size. M10. A tap means here 10 comes 0.8 into 10, or M12 0.8 into 12, like that. And
today I am explaining about tapping. Here 3 taps are there. This one is a first tap or taper tap or pilot tap. This one is a second tap or intermediate tap or plug tap. And this one is a third tap. It is called water tap also. Especially it is for doing blind hole tapping. And first, this one is the first tap. It is having up to 7 threads taper.
the calculation we have shown.
It is having 7 threads taper. This portion is the taper portion, and this one is a second tap or intermediate tap. It is having 4 threads taper. Up to 4 threads are taper. This one is a final tap or bottoming tap. And you see, this one is not having taper. Just it is having chamfer. Okay. With this tap, we are doing blind hole tapping, blind hole threading, internal threading. Hole.
Actually, not blind, he used wrong term. That third one is final one, that one. For blind hole tapping also, 3 taps we have to use.
For the hole, we are using drilling machine.
On aluminum we made.
We are doing drilling operation. After making hole, you have to take 3 taps. 3 taps are one set, and first you take first tap. This one is called taper tapper, pilot tapper, first tap. Okay, it is having 7 threads taper. This one is called tap wrench. In this tap wrench, you fix the tap, the help of hand. After that, you take the workpiece. This workpiece you fix in the vise, and then you locate this tap like this. And then start your threading. Threading started on the hole. For the hole, we are using drilling machine. With the help of drill bit, we are doing drilling operation.
By radial drilling machine, that is the thing. After this one,
Three taps are one set, and first you take first tap. This one is called taper tapper, pilot tapper, first tap. Okay, it is having 7 threads taper. Tap. Then you take second tap. It is having 4 threads taper. Next, insert it, and again locate in the hole. Just you turn it. Rotate the tap forward and backward to make it threads, internal threads. For the tapping, you have to choose the size of tap. That is M10, M8, M6, M12, M14, like that. M means metric threads. Here we are choosing M12 tap. For the M12 tap, pitch is 1.75 millimeters. Okay. To do the tap, initially you have to make a hole. That hole size you have to find. To find the hole size or tap drill size or core diameter, formula is small d minus in the bracket 2 into 0.61 into pitch. According to that, you have to find the tap drill size. Here, outside of the tap is 12 mm. Here we selected 12 mm tap, and then pitch of the tap is 1.75 or thread is 1.75. Here tap drill size is D, big D, capital D. According to that, we got 9.9 millimeters. To make an internal threading, have to do 9.94. But for the clearance of nut and bolt, we have to enlarge the hole 1/10 of pitch. Here, pitch is 0.175. 0.175 plus 0.175, that is 0.3. Okay? With that 9.9, we have to add 0.3. That equal to 10.2. If you want to make N12 tapping, you have to do the hole size 10.2. Okay? After making hole, you have to do the tapping. 10.2 is the millimeters. Okay? For the millimeter size, we have to do the millimeter hole. For the British size, we have to do in the inches. Okay. It's called pitch gauge. This one is the metric pitch gauge. It is for check metric thread. For the British size, you have to use British pitch gauge. Here, thread size is, thread pitch is 1.75. To check that, you see, selecting this. So many these are here now. This one is 1.25, then 1.5. We required 1.75. With this pitch gauge, you check the thread pitch. For this, you see here, just relocate it and you see this one is matching or not. Here it is matching exactly. Suppose you don't know what is the pitch. Now initially you are taking 1.5, but it is not matching. Okay, this is about tapping, and this is for internal threading. Suppose if you want to do external threading, that means bolt.
tap and die.
Prepare a bolt. For that, we are doing dyeing operation, thread dyeing operation. This is the dye.
This whole part is called die stock. In the die stock, we are fixing die according to our sizes. Here also same M6, M8, M10, M14 like that. Okay. And just do the diameter. After that, hold in the vise and then insert it and just slowly rotate it forward and backward to form the threads.
Recheck, you have to use the check, okay, right? And the drill is mounted in the check, okay, recheck. Cutting point should be coincided in that started punch.
Initially on the flat, we will give the flat, say 5 mm thick and the length width is 50, length as per requirement. We will cut and we will take. And filing, first step. And that is one side reference plane we have to make, both sides. And after that, marking and punching. Then final, after that is over, then we have to place that workpiece in the machine vise and you tighten it. Then by using the proper position, we have to drill the holes. That is the thing.
Okay, like this you have to set. Okay, then on the machine. The chip is coming up.
You can see chips are coming out.
The chip is coming up. Right?
For another hole, second hole he is making.
Okay. If I'm rotating this handle, slowly
That is for depth of cut.
inside the workpiece. And
Out of
if I'm rotating this handle, the chip is coming in the fluid. Okay. Here, this one is called in the fluid. Called in the fluid. Called in the fluid. Then automatically the chip is coming up. Then you are making a hole. So this is a drilling operation. After drilling operation, you have to go for tapping. Okay? When you are doing a tapping, the important thing is you have to go some forward direction. Okay? Like this, you have to go forward direction. That means clockwise direction. Okay? Then afterwards, you have to come back. That means reverse direction. You have to go forward like this. So here, like this you have to go. This is a clockwise direction. Okay? After cutting up some teeth, you have to come back. Anti-clockwise direction. Like that, you have to go throughout the hole, like this. See here, like this. Okay? Then again you have to come back. And you have to use some lubricant also. You have to use some oil also. For coolant purpose. See here, like this. Okay?
You can see at the bottom it came.
So this is the first step, we are already finished. Okay. Right. And this one is the second tab, right? See here, it is going very smooth compared to first tab. Why? Because already, if you have used first tab now, you got some profile. You got some profile thread. Okay, simply it is going. Simply.
You can see here
Okay.
at the bottom.
Second tab also. Only the first tab is difficult. Right, and this is a final tab, and this is called as a track tab. Nothing but track tab. Okay. Simply it is going down. Simply. This is a final tab. This is a tapping operation. This is a method for to make an internal threads, right?
Okay, you go through the videos and
Okay.
you write the record and you submit.
This bolt is going inside. That's it. So this is the drilling and tapping operation. Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
These two are very easy and self-explanatory only. So you can write easily the record also. The first two and these two. Right? And one milling and another one is demo of cutting force measurement. In the next week, we will see the milling. Right?
Sir, actually, tomorrow we have to submit the record now. So I wanted to ask, what all is so in record? We have to write lathe operations, and terminal.
1 minute. That diagram, lathe line diagram, you have to draw and you have to show the different parts on that, and the specification you mark it on it. The thing is, I am not making any complications. So that you will remember, that is my main aim. Draw the lathe line diagram and show the different parts and also show the specification. That is the standard. Any machine, that one line diagram. For both experiments, one is sufficient, that lathe diagram, right? And another one, cutting parameters I am asking. Say we are not making physically, but you write, say cutting parameter speed. What is speed? And formula. In the same way, feed and depth of cut for the lathe. In the same way for the drilling. Now you can ask. Hello? And any formula is there, etc. also you have to mention. And aim and tools and material required also you have to mention. Say suppose if you are taking 60 mm rod is required, then extra for holding also you have to take and you have to write that thing. The say that is 90, like that. Not 60, you don't write exact one. You have to add. And afterwards, sequence of operations. From now itself you practice so that for the final exam it will be easy. And procedure, that same sequence you elaborate. And that is the thing. And you mention that the feed direction and the depth of cut direction for those operations. Okay, and precautions. Okay.
Tomorrow, before which time we have to submit, sir?
How much time you require, you tell me. So by next week, you submit 4, okay?
Okay, sir.
By next week, you submit. And the assignments, say suppose in the theory part, lathe is over, then you submit. So you got clear picture about that. Lathe is over, you make the prepare assignment and you can submit. And in the same way, drilling and shaping. In the class, it is over, you try the assignment and you submit. And in the same way, milling also. Okay, assignment is not immediately after. In the theory part, it is over, then you submit. Because now, if we complete this thing, then afterwards the metrology experiments are there. They will take. And also, if we complete it as early as possible, so you will be free. And this time you can use for these subjects. Isn't it? Okay?
Yes.
Right. We'll meet in the next week.
Sir,
So I have a question.
So
How the distribution of marks are funded? Pre-course quiz and assignment and an exam now. Is it finalized?
actually, 100 marks. I will conduct 2 quiz exams. 2. To LMS. And one, this is for folders, marks are there, and assignment marks are there. Okay. And finally, the average of the experiment marks, that is folder marks, in the same way, average or total of assignment we will take. Anyway, if you want the actual distribution, I will give in the next week, because the research scholars, they will come by next week. I will also talk with them, and I will give by next week how many marks, those things.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
But the advantage I want to give to you. Okay, because last time also we conducted, now I have not remember, but whichever is better in that way only I will take. But I will inform you. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right.